Hello there. It's still Thursday. It's late in the day Thursday. I'm preparing for Friday's show. That would explain my lack of wardrobe. And I'm doing some prep for tomorrow's Ken Matthews report at kenmatthewsmedia.com, where you can subscribe. And one of the models in my office just brought back some memories for me. So 1969. The reason I have it is I can't afford to buy vehicles from my past, which I would love to do. Like my very first car was a 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge. Yes, it was sweet. And it was a sweet wreck, too. When I totaled it, it was nothing to scoff at. It involved rapids, a mountain road, rocks, a roll. It was very impressive. Anyway, this is the truck I learned on how to drive. This is my dad taught me how to drive. This is the same color, the same model. The only thing that was different, the white walls on my dad's truck were not this wide. But this is a 1969 Ford. I believe it's a 100? I forget. You know, because they go up in numbers. 250, 350, 150, all that stuff. So I think this was a 100. But this is what I learned how to drive on. So just like I have a model of the GTO, I have a model of other vehicles that I've purchased or totaled. Not in the same day, never in the same day. I've never bought or wrecked a car. I mean, I've never bought a car and then wrecked it on the same day. But so that's what I wanted to do. So I've done this over the years. And it was so exciting to find the exact year, model, and color of the 1969 truck that I learned how to drive on. So that's what I do when I should be preparing my show. I am. I'm pretty much ready for tomorrow in case something else, breaks. So I was kind of searching around because, a lot of people drive pickup trucks now. Everybody drives a truck. It used to be you drove a truck if you needed a truck. Now you drive a truck, because you can drive a truck. Some people drive trucks because they need a truck. Some people drive trucks because they want to, I don't know. I guess it's a cool thing to drive. I don't have a need for a pickup truck now. Or, a monster truck. I don't do anything off-road or whatever. I guess that would be different if my name was Wade, Hank, Buck, Dane, Rip, Slade, Rock, or Tex. Those are truck driver names. Those are names that you would buy a manly truck. Now I'm going to venture into something because we're talking about Ford trucks. This is the Ford F-150 Lightning. And I'm just letting you know ahead of time, this is not an endorsement. I was just Googling around to find out not only the cost of a truck, like the one I learned on, okay? And this is the one I learned on here, right? But, what's different? And then I remembered that this whole push for electric vehicles and the fact that I'm being very careful here because I have Ford up on the screen. So I think the best way to get through this, because this really jumped out at me, is just to read it word for word. I saw it. I was going through it. I'm in here at the studio, my office, and I'm thinking, the jokes write themselves. I'm sorry, they do. I don't need to add anything to this. So let's just read it, okay? These are tips to help maximize the range of your F-150 Lightning in cold weather during its first winter. Okay, that already cracks me up. I'm sorry, it just does. Now, let me point out that my dad still owns a Ford. I learned how to drive on a Ford. I can drive most Ford products. And when I was in construction and contracting, most everybody had a Ford. But I know there's all different types of trucks out there. I get it. And I know there's all different kinds of electric truck. So this is what we're talking about now is the Ford F-150 Lightning. And it was hard for me to read this without laughing. Because, you know, I'm not a fan of electric vehicles. And I'm really not a fan of being forced into electric vehicles. And I'm really, really, really not a fan of governments, especially my own, state government, federal government, saying, hey, buddy, by 2035, you better not have a gas engine. You better not be using those rascally combustion engines. And as I explained in a report earlier this week, this is what kind of triggered this. This is me being triggered. I'm much calmer now, triggered. My old triggered was much worse. Now I'm just chilling. You can barely tell I'm triggered. But this did trigger me. I'm reading this and I'm going, oh my gosh. You know, this is the same push to get people to replace their combustion engines. And it's very difficult for low-income people to do, or even the middle class. The electric vehicles are so expensive. I'm not just picking on Ford, by the way. I'm just picking on the copy that I'm about to read from Ford. So let's read it. The Ford F-150 Lightning pickup has been tested in extreme cold conditions. It endured months of real-world winter driving in Alaska and Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Kind of interesting because my dad's from Michigan. Its battery has been subjected to temperatures as high as 140. Oh my gosh. As low as minus 40 in Ford's atmospheric test chambers. However, this is when I start to lose it. And I'm a little bit better now because I've read through it twice. But I still can't keep a straight face. And you know how I feel about electric vehicles. However, all electric vehicles experience energy decreases in cold temperatures due to battery cell chemistry. Well, that's something I'm sure that Tex and Rock and Slade and Rip and Dane and Buck and Hank and Wade and everybody else doing a hard-working job needing a hard-working truck, I'm sure they can appreciate. Hold on a second, Becky. We're experiencing some energy decreases because it's a cold day. It's a cold day out on the plain. It's a cold day on this construction site. So due to battery cell chemistry, we have to figure out ways to conserve energy in our truck that cost 8 times what the vehicle that Ken first drove. Actually, it's more than that. It's like 20-something times. So when the temperature's below 40, the electrolyte fluid becomes sluggish, limiting how much power is available to discharge and how quickly the vehicle's battery can charge. As F-150 Lightning customers across the United States and Canada begin their first winter with their new electric pickup, Ford wants them to know, and we want to help make them aware, that in low temperatures, they could see a significant reduction in range, which is normal. Don't worry. We're warning you right here. And Ken Matthews reading it to you at no charge. To help maximize your F-150 Lightning range in winter, here are some tips. I'm sorry. Park your F-150 Lightning in a garage whenever possible. And then I'm going to put my commentary in there, okay? Park your F-150 Lightning in a garage whenever possible. Of course, you had to sell your house to pay for the F-150. You can't afford to add a garage. And charging your F-150s, well, you're not allowed to heat your house now because, well, you know. Keep your F-150 Lightning plugged in when parked. Now, I can't think of a more manly thing to do. When you roll up to the bistro to have some tofu and maybe one of those fruity drinks, and you're in your electric F-150 Lightning, and you're revving it up. You pull into the parking lot, you rev it up. Yeah, that's right, baby. Some woke Karen is giving you the eye. You get out in your work pants, you rev it up one more time, and then you go over and you plug it in. You plug it. Yeah, get me one of those low-calorie drinks, will you, Buck? All right. You too, Timmy. All righty. I got to plug my truck in. It's cold out. Now, if you're planning a longer commute, precondition your vehicle using departure times to warm the battery while plugged in by using the Ford Pass app or your truck center screen. Now, see, I don't want the pain in the ass app, okay? Here's what I want to do. I want to get into my combustion engine, fire that baby up, and drive. Drive for as long as I want to drive. I want to have some containers in the back of my pickup truck as the 40-degree wind gently caresses my now graying hair. I think just reading this advertisement has added more gray hair to me. If equipped, this is my favorite. I'm sorry. Understand, I lived in New England, and I lived in really cold places, and I was raised around people that needed trucks to do their job. And the trucks were as tough as the men. You know what I mean? People had dogs in their trucks. They had tools in their trucks. Trucks were just trucks. If equipped, use the heated seats and steering wheel as primary heat to reduce energy consumed by HVAC. Okay, what? Wait a minute. So you're saying if it's equipped and my testicles are as cold as a witch's, I should use the heated seats and steering wheel. Let's say my chest is kind of cold, because I think I might have the vid. I'm sorry. I didn't see. Now I'm just getting punchy, and it's not even that late. If equipped, use the heated seats and steering wheel as primary heat to reduce energy consumed by HVAC. So what do I do? Do I lean my man breast on the steering wheel? Okay, heated steering wheel. I got it. All right. When charging your F-150 Lightning. When charging your F-150 Lightning, turn off the heater if possible, or lower the temperature enough to remain comfortable, especially when using the DCFC. Can already tell you there's too many acronyms with this vehicle. I'm telling you that right now. But it gets better. It gets better. And these are for some of you woke folk who maybe this is the first time you decided to get a pickup. Maybe your wife all along, maybe your wife is woke and she has a big sticker that says Hillary on it. And you've got to get an electric vehicle or else there's going to be trouble. So maybe this is your first foray into pickup trucks. I'm sorry you weren't allowed to foray into it the way I was, with a combustion engine using fossil fuels, because that's why they were put on Earth, the dinosaurs, to die and turn into fuel. Number 6, I'm reading it right off media.ford, okay? If your F-150 Lightning is covered with snow, brush all the snow off before driving to eliminate extra weight and drag. I'm just thinking now, can I buy a paper airplane instead? Do you guys make a paper truck? Keep your driving speeds moderate in cold temperatures, as high speeds use more energy. You don't say. Notice I haven't even talked about how the government is going to control where you can charge it, where you can get it, where the hell is a charging station. What if you're in a high-speed chase? Just say you are. You're looking for a charging station in North Philly. What the hell's going on here? Ensure your tires are at the proper pressure. Now, so far, that's the only thing there that hasn't made me laugh, because that's important. All the other stuff makes me laugh. And now I will never look at a Ford F-150 Lightning the same. I will look at it and I will think, wow, is that person just a mile away from running out of energy? And to think they could have used fossil fuel. And very quickly, about the Ford Motor Company, it is a global company based in Dearborn, Michigan. Do you know Dearborn, Michigan is considered the center for Arab Americans? I'm reading it right here. I'm quoting CNN. Dearborn, Michigan is considered to be the center of Arab America. And last year finally elected its first Arab American mayor. Here's another article. Dearborn, Michigan is considered to be the Hollywood of Arab America. Yeah. Do you know there's 40,000 Arab Americans in Dearborn, Michigan? Just letting you know. That's where the Lightning is made. So that's kind of the update on the Ford Lightning. I want to see if there's anything else here. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me give you a little bit about the Ford Motor Company. Ford is committed to helping build a better world where every person is free to move and pursue their dreams. The company's Ford Plus plan for growth and value creation combines existing strengths, new capabilities, and always-on relationships with customers to enrich experiences for and deepen the loyalty of those customers. Ford develops and delivers innovative, must-have Ford trucks, sport utility vehicles, commercial vans and cars, and Lincoln luxury vehicles, as well as connected services. Additionally, Ford is establishing leadership positions in mobility solutions, including self-driving technology, something else that I will make fun of at another time, and provides financial services through Ford Motor Credit Company. Ford employs about 176,000 people worldwide. More information about the company, etc., yada, 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 yibbity-bitty-yibbity-bitty. And there it is. There's the Ford F-150 Lightning. And don't forget to plug it in. And again, I guess it's a good thing I don't endorse Ford, because I would have lost the endorsement. I'm not really picking on Ford so much. I'm picking on electric vehicles. I just think they are, like so much that gets run through ad agencies, exaggerated, and people don't know the downsides, and that's just how marketing is, you know. So, but I think if it's so cold, you have to keep your vehicle in the garage. That worries me. That's all. That just worries me. It says it right here. Park it in the garage whenever possible. Keep it plugged in when you're parked. So I'm trying to think, you know, a good place to plug it in, and maybe you could find out if you take your date, you know, if you can get one. See, that was not fair. That was not fair. I know there's a lot of guys that could get dates and they drive electric vehicles and they could kick my ass. But that was a good joke. If you can get a date, go to the drive-in and see if they'll let you plug in your vehicle. Could I plug in my vehicle? It's kind of cold, and my date and I, we just came from the soy shop. Or is it? Yeah, right. We just came from that, and we can't use the heater and charge it. So can you help us out here? So there you go. So that's my my little update. This is what I do in my spare time when I don't want to clean my office. So I will. I'll see you tomorrow. And again, let me just rev this truck up one more time. Here you come. You're on your way to the ski slope. You're revving that baby up. Come on, Billy. To the floor. Oh, man. We're out of batteries. Sorry about that, Billy.